For the third consecutive year, the U.S. Department of State organized and hosted a U.S. Center at the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change Conference of the Parties. The topic of this event, Fast Start Finance and Beyond, was presented by Jonathan Pershing, Elizabeth Littlefield and Catherine Batten. COP17 marks the 2-year anniversary of the U.S. commitments made in Copenhagen to provide approaching $30 billion during the period of 2010 to 2012 to help meet the adaptation and mitigation needs of the developing countries.
The United States is committed to meeting our share of this total effort. So as we look at where we're trying to go, we're looking at putting in a substantial sum of money and ramping it up in a way that had been unprecedented in our total U.S. climate change efforts until now. The contribution in fiscal year 2011, which is separate from the year 2010, and we'll have another one for the year 2012. The contribution for fiscal year 2011 totals $3.1 billion.
Panelists discussed U.S. contributions as well as transitioning towards mobilizing additional funds in the long term through private sectors leveraging and integrating global climate change issues into the U.S. overall development portfolio.
Because 40 years ago, 80% of the money flowing from the U.S. to emerging markets was ODA, was grant money. 40 years later, that is completely reversed. And now 75% of the money flowing from the U.S. to emerging markets is actually FDI, private capital. So I think that's illustrative and interesting perspective with which I think we need to be looking at Fast Start money and the incredibly important and powerful role private capital has to play in solving some of the world's biggest challenges right now.
At the end of the day, it appears that the combination of the U.S. efforts, the efforts from the European Union, the efforts from Japan, the efforts from the other countries in the developed country group have put us on track to look to be likely to meet the $30 billion effort, or something very close to that. There are different calculations, and those calculations yield different numbers, of course. The sense that we've got is that collectively, donors are doing what they had committed to do.